y'all, welcome back to Pancakes and Pandemonium and this week's What's for Dinner. Remember that you can find all of these recipes in our Just the Recipe blog, and let's get started. Okay, first off was honey garlic chicken, and guys, this was so good. First up, you're gonna put butter. This is about a half a stick of butter, and then a whole bunch of garlic. I'd say that's about 2 tablespoons. About a 1/4 cup of soy sauce, and the same, about a 1/4 cup of honey. And then you're going to stick it in the microwave for 30 seconds. And then we're going to move on over to, these are the white sweet potatoes with the purple flesh from Trader Joe's. I had trouble cutting them. I had to bring my husband over. And I cut them into sticks to match the carrots, dumped them and carrots into a baking dish. Super easy. My kids love carrots, so I added a ton of carrots. And guys, there were no leftovers in my household, so this was really good. And yeah, I was lazy. I did not even trim the ends off, and even my picky eater did not freak out, so that's how good this is. Give them a quick toss. They're gonna cook about the same time, so yeah, they work pretty good. And then you're gonna add a little bit of olive oil and salt and pepper to them. Some of the sauce that we just kind of microwaved and put together is gonna seep through, but you still want them to have some of their own flavor. So, but keep it simple. Olive oil, salt and pepper works just great here. And then we took our drumsticks. You could use chicken thighs or another cut of chicken. I like drumsticks. They're still pretty cheap, and my local Smith's, which is a Kroger affiliate, often has them on sale, this particular brand, for 99 cents a pound. But yeah, just put them on top. Some were still a little frozen, but yeah. Just put them on top of the carrots and sweet potatoes, and then pour on your sauce that we microwaved at the beginning. I wanted these to have a nice coating, so I went back with a pastry brush and brushed them on. So, you know, everything was covered really good. And then, guys, pop it in the oven. Now, these do take an hour to bake. So that is probably the hardest part of this recipe. But guys, it was totally worth it. I took them out at about the 30-35 minute mark and flipped them all over and brushed the other side. And look, they were gorgeous and delicious. Even my picky eater liked them. Next up, not really a recipe, we did quesadillas. I had a sinus infection, and so I had a couple nights of headaches, and so I wanted super easy dinners, but I wanted them filling, and I was really trying to get some of the produce in my fridge eaten up. So we made quesadillas on this night, and then just set out fruit and veggies out of the fridge, and it told the kids that they had to at least pick 2. And that worked really well. We got a lot of the produce eaten up, and we did this again later on in the week with frozen pizzas. We made frozen pizzas, set out the rest of the fruits and veggies, and told them they could start off with 3 pieces of pizza, because, you know, they're smaller when they're frozen. And they had to have at least 2 fruits and veggies. And then if they wanted more pizza, they could go back. Worked like a charm, you guys. Kind of a spin on the yo-yo night. It's still definitely super easy. And then we had a tuna casserole night. And on this night, I had the kids in the kitchen. I had a little bit of YouTube work to finish up. But the older kids have been really showing an interest in wanting to make their favorite recipes that I make. So this night we did tuna casserole. Their boys are up here looking for a mixing bowl. So my tuna casserole is really good. I know I'm super humble, but I have had friends request this as a dinner if I were making them dinner, if somebody was sick or they just had a baby. They have requested this casserole specifically, and I'm going to tell you, I have 2 special ingredients. Sour cream, I kid you not, and then honestly, I use really good tuna. I just found that the brand that I use, it's Wild Planet, and I get it at Costco. It is meatier and chunkier. It's not mealy, and it's not, I guess, super fishy like other brands and textures of tunas are. And especially for picky eaters, that proved to be really important. So that, and then of course, cheese never hurts anything, and there is cheese in this. Quite a bit. So it's 2 cans of cream of mushroom soup and about 1.5 cups of sour cream. I only use 1 pound of pasta. I use 3 or 4 cans of tuna. I know that's a lot, but I really like to up the protein game, and it makes it a heartier casserole in my experience. So 3 or 4 cans of tuna, the sour cream. I put about 2 cups of cheese in the mix. I also like to use peas and carrots if I have them in my freezer. And I'm telling you, my kids have never minded. I've never had a tantrum. But if you have someone who just cannot do it, leave it out and then serve a fruit or vegetable they like on the side. They really don't make or break the casserole, but there's so much flavor going on. They kind of blend well into the casserole, if that makes sense. But yeah, so cheese, peas, and carrots. We've got the sour cream in there. Then we're going to add the pasta. You want to boil the pasta, and I find about 3/4 of the way to boil the pasta. Halfway probably if you're going to freeze it, because it's going to cook longer. But 3/4 of the way that it says seems to work the best in my experience, and the pasta does not overcook. And this particular shape of pasta, I know egg noodles are traditional, but these hold up really well being parboiled and then baked. So yeah, you put it into a well-greased pan. Now, for the topping, you are going to want a 1/2 stick to a stick of butter. It just kind of depends on your preference. I've made it work with about a 1/2 stick. I believe the kids used a stick of butter, and it's totally fine. It just kind of depends on what you want going on. But I've got about 1 cup of panko and 1 cup of cheese. You mix those together while the butter is melting in the microwave. Then you drizzle the butter over the cheese and panko mix, and then you mix it. You want everything coated in butter before you put it on the casserole. And I'm telling you guys, if you do this method, you have the perfect casserole topping. It works really well with Ritz crackers too, by the way. And I prefer panko over traditional breadcrumbs. You can use what you have, but if you mix them with the cheese and then you add the butter, I'm telling you, it does something magical, and it is so, so good, and it just makes it perfect. And I prefer this to drizzling butter on top. Once it's layered, everything gets coated. It's just so much better. You've got to try it. But once you have all of this done and your casserole topped, it's going to cook for about 25 minutes in a 350 oven, and then it's dinner time. This recipe, this is a classic dish. This recipe is delicious, so family friendly, and perfect for a make-ahead meal. You can make this and stick it in the fridge and pop it in the oven later. But it's also perfect to just throw together on a weeknight. Boom, dinner done, super easy, no big deal at all, and everyone is happy. You've got to try this recipe. You will love it. All right, and then last but not least, we finished the week with a takeout night. It is really expensive to feed our family, even fast food. So we really try not to do it often. Sasha smelled fries. But on this particular night, we were having a small celebration because Emily passed off level G in her reading. Now, she is one of those kids that just virtual learning was not her friend at all. She really, really struggled with it. So when she started second grade, she started on a B level reading, and a struggling B at that. But she's a hard worker, she's determined, her teacher stays in regular contact with us and is always blown away with her and her determination. And yesterday she passed off level G. So we were very excited and wanted to encourage her. So we had Wendy's. So that's all I got for you guys. Thanks for watching. I hope you try some of these recipes and come back because there will definitely be more. I can't wait to share with you. I'll see you soon. Bye.